Imagine this, a 12-year-old scrolling through social media, laughing at memes, watching viral videos, and connecting with friends. But in the background, there's something darker happening. They're encountering cyberbullying, seeing unrealistic body images, and coming across explicit content they're not ready for. Unfortunately, this is the reality for many young people today. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here today to persuade you that social media platforms need stricter age limits to better protect our young people from the dangers of cyberbullying, mental health issues, and exposure to harmful content. I have done plenty of research regarding this topic, and I have experienced social media at a young age, so I know the harmful effects. We must advocate for change to prevent the damage that unrestricted access to social media can cause. By the end of this speech, I hope not only to persuade you of the need for stricter age regulations, but to inspire action. Social media companies need to be held accountable for the well-being of young users, and as we consumers, parents, and citizens must call for changes that protect our youth. Let's start with the need for age restrictions. Social media, in its current state, presents a unique set of dangers for children and adolescents. According to a 2021 study by the American Academy of Pediatrics, nearly 95% of teenagers ages 13 through 17 have access to a smartphone, and a large portion of them use social media platforms regularly. Yet these platforms are not designed to handle the emotional and psychological vulnerabilities of youth. One of the most insidious effects of social media is the rise of cyberbullying. A 2019 survey by the Cyberbullying Research Center found that 37% of students reported to be bullied online. Social media platforms such as Instagram and TikTok often make this issue very prominent because the anonymity of online interactions allows bullies to target vulnerable young people without consequences. Research consistently links heavy social media use with the increased rates of depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem in teenagers. The Journal of Abnormal Psychology published findings showing a significant rise in adolescent depression coinciding with the rise of social media use. The constant comparison to perfect lives portrayed by influencers and celebrities can be emotionally damaging, especially for young minds still developing their sense of self. Social media platforms are notorious for their lack of effective content filtering, which means that children can be exposed to explicit material, be in violent images, sexual content, or hate speech. In 2020, research discovered that 40% of TikTok users were under 16, and yet the platform still serves content that may not be age appropriate. When I conducted my own survey, as you see on this graph here, I found that 76.9% of participants believe that social media negatively affects the mental well-being of children under the age of 16. Not only that, but 84.6% of participants believe that there needs to be age restrictions for children on social media. The need for change is clear. Social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok should adopt stricter age restrictions and ensure these platforms are more responsible in their content curation to safeguard young users. So you now wonder, how do we address this issue? The solution is simple: stricter age verification and content control measures. To illustrate how this could work, let's look at the success of similar policies in other regions. Social media platforms users should provide proof of age, similar to how alcohol purchases or gambling is regulated. For example, platforms like YouTube already have YouTube Kids versions where content is strictly filtered for children. A more rigorous verification system across all platforms could ensure that kids under a certain age, I would suggest age 16, are not able to create an account or place under more safeguards if they do. Social media companies could implement age-appropriate algorithms that filter out harmful content for younger users. Platforms like Snapchat and TikTok have already made strides in this direction by limiting certain types of content for users under the age of 18. In addition, platforms should ensure that violent or explicit material is properly flagged or removed. Countries like the United Kingdom and Australia have implemented stronger online safety laws. In the UK, the Online Safety Bill currently proposes fines for platforms that fail to protect children from harmful content. If these measures can be successful in these countries, why can't we adopt similar strategies here in the United States? Now, let's address the practicality of this plan. Some might argue that stricter age restrictions could be difficult to enforce and might infringe upon privacy. However, we must consider the long-term benefits for both the mental well-being of children and the overall safety of the online community. Many social media companies already collect user data for marketing purposes. The data to verified age and apply age restrictions would not be a far stretch. In fact, Instagram has already implemented a parental supervision tool to help parents monitor their children's accounts. It's important to strike a balance between user privacy and safety. Platforms can verify age using secure privacy methods, such as requiring age verifying questions or using third-party verification systems. By adhering to established data protection laws, platforms can ensure that users' personal information remains safe while implementing age restrictions. Enforcing these changes may initially seem challenging, but the long-term benefit is clear: protecting the mental and emotional well-being of young users. With stronger safeguards in place, we can allow children to explore social media in a safer, healthier manner. To conclude, social media platforms must adopt stricter age restrictions to protect the mental health and safety of our young users. We've seen the need for change with alarming rates of cyberbullying, mental health issues, and the exposure to harmful content. We've outlined a clear plan, stricter age verification, and better content moderation that is both effective and achievable. And we've demonstrated that this plan is practical through successful examples from other regions. Now it's time to act. We must demand that social media companies take responsibility and create safer spaces for young people. I urge you to take this message to your families, your communities, and even your representatives. We must ensure that social media is a space that nurtures, not harms, the next generation. Thank you.